it to rain. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. Cool.
Oh, she says, here. She said, I'll give you $5 on this one because you got to play on whatever machine you're stuck at.
Yeah.
Five in there. Up, down, poof. She sits down in an old junky machine. Real like day one. And she gets down to like $1.90 or something like that. And suddenly she made $5. Then she gets a little feature thing. She's got like 20 cents. And she $12.50 she got. It's like,
You never know.
I told her that's the way to play it, because that's
Yeah.
as long as they're paying for it, why not?
My cousin called me the other day. They live in, my cousin, they live in South Lake Tahoe. And my aunt had come in from Simi Valley. And she says, come see my mom, she wants to see you. And I said, okay, so we go up, we have lunch. And I get a room at Harvey's because I'm going to spend the night there. And we were all together after we had dinner. And I said, oh look, the Sex in the City game. And then I talked about Chris North, how good looking I think he is and stuff. And I said, I'm going to go play that game. So my cousin says, well, which one? Because there's two of them. And she said, which one are you going to play? And I said, I'm going to play this one. And so I sit down, I put $15 in, and about 2 spins later, I won $125. And so I pulled my ticket out. I sat there, I put in another, well, I only had $20 bills, so I put in 20, and then I played for about, I think I was down to like $8, and all of a sudden I hit Mr. Big, and he was like, at the time he was only like 137 and some change. And so I pulled that ticket out and said, okay, I'm not playing no more. And they started laughing, and I said, I won big on Mr. Big. And they were laughing at me because I was saying that, but I don't gamble a whole lot. Only because, you know, I'm so busy at work and...
Right, the money is too hard to come by. And
Yeah.
those things really, it's not like it used to be, because even they're kind of hurting all of them.
Yeah.
You know? And we look at it, I always love to say, we come from, I'm originally from Illinois, my wife lived there, she moved there in 81, met me in 85.
Oh, okay.
And then like years later, we moved up to Portland and down to Central Oregon. But, so she brought me out west.
Oh.
But,
Blame her.
oh, we have lottery tickets, and if you think, I think more than all the slot machines in Vegas and in Nevada. One store in our states can have more in machines and more in counters of these stupid instant scratch games.
Oh, yeah.
Zillions.
California has a lot of that too.
Never win. I mean, you see some people that do, and you think, what
Yeah.
do they do? Sell their blood, hawk their house, just to say, I bought birthday tickets, look, here's a couple of winners. You know?
Well, see, that's one thing too, is I know people that they'll say, oh, they'll say, oh, I went over and played. Well, for instance, my sister's in-laws, they come in from Marysville, and they love to go to the Sands. So they go to the Sands, and they sit and play these games. And she says, oh, I won $300. And I so want to say, but how much did you feed the machine? Because my thing is, I'm only going to put $20 max in there. And if I don't win anything off my $20, I'm not going to win anything, because that's just how it is.
That's how those things are. They don't stay in business, man.
Oh, no. I'll keep their lights on. I've gone in. My brother-in-law, he's hilarious. My sister and him live up in South Lake Tahoe. And they'll come in sometimes to visit or do whatever. And my sister called me not long ago, and she says, Dave said, we're coming into town tomorrow. Do you want a $20 beer? And I laughed because, see, if you put 20 bucks in the machine, the girl comes around and you can order a beer or a drink. And they say it's on the house, but you're feeding the machine. So many a times have we paid for a $20 beer. and we just kind of laugh about it. I'm sorry, this is stained, I don't know what happened here, but it is clean.
It's industrial, what can I tell you?
So, so the other day I went over to, I went to the Sam's. And I was gonna do the bingo, because I had heard that they paid pretty decent on the bingos. So I thought, okay, for 17 bucks to play bingo for a few hours, I think I could deal with that. So I go, but I missed. It had started like a half hour earlier. So I thought, okay, what machine is it that Dave's, my brother-in-law's mom, sits at? And I remembered, so I went over and it was empty, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna sit there. And when it's a penny machine, but you have to hit bet 40 plus the progressive, and then you end up spending $1 a reel. So I thought, okay, I'll put my 20 bucks in. I put my 20 bucks in, and the second spin, I hit $85. So I pulled out my 85, and then I put back in another 20. Well, I walked away with $365, and I was only there for like an hour.
The only time we ever had anything like that is when last year, like we got here, and we stayed in that part of the hotel, and we didn't even know it was the start of, to be honest with God, didn't know it was hot August night.
Oh, okay.
So we would walk over to the Nugget. Now, of course, they had how much business probably during that summer, and then
Yeah.
of course with that.
Yeah.
And like fools, we'd sit down, sir, I think I'll put 20 in this, like that fruit deli, that Chinese thing.
Yeah.
And here come the kids from that, you know, it's like I bet 88 cents or something, you know.
Yeah.
They come in, look, mister, can you get $100? Why, sure, why not? You know? So we won, like, we each won, like, I think total in that week, just sitting there playing a goofy thing, I think we each won $600. But guess what?
Cool.
That was it. So, and we're the kind that we detect real fast. Hey, it's Fanny, why not give it another chance? But as soon as it said, it just took in more than we, then we say, maybe we'll go get something and go home, right?
Yeah. If I win it, I won't leave it. And my sister, and I don't know what it is, every time I go and play, like last Friday, the only thing I really hate about working here is I'm so used to direct deposit from the other companies I work for. Here they don't have direct deposit, so they give me a check, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be on this side, let me find out where Bank of America is. So one day, Mercy, who works there, she tells me, just go to Baldini's, they'll cash your check for free, any of the casinos. And I said, oh really? I didn't know, I'm new here. So I go to Baldini's, and they said, oh, would you like to do the free spin? And I did the free spin, and I won like $20 for free play. And I thought, well, I'm not in a hurry, because the girl says, okay, it comes off your card in a week. You have to do it within a week. And I thought, when am I going to come back here? Okay, forget it. I'm just going to play now. So I sit down, and you have to feed the machine $1 or whatever. And I thought, okay, I'll put $5 in. So I put $5 in, and this was last week. And so I put $5 in, and I was playing the gems. And all of a sudden, wild and all this stuff, and I went like $117.
Could you do us a favor and just one day for 5 minutes? Machine?
And I was like, wow. And I never really gamble. And the last 2 weeks, I won quite a bit of money. And
I got a stinky card that we got from both places last summer. I still got, you can look, I think when I checked this, she runs, we just walked through because it was like, no one there.